So let's talk about the surprise and dismay and sheer astonishment that we can feel when it comes to narcissistic behavior. If we have been around a narcissist, any narcissist, for any length of time, we know their behavior is shady. It can be underhanded, it can be backhanded, it can be passive aggressive, it can also be in your face, it can be rough and tough and scary. Over time, we learn what the narcissist is all about. We learn their tactics, we learn their strategies. As we travel through these relationships, and now hopefully most of us are out or are on our way out, we understand and can come to a deeper acceptance about the actual behavior that we have been exposed to. This doesn't mean that it isn't astonishing or that it doesn't catch us by surprise. One of the reasons for that is that this behavior falls so far outside of what we would expect from another human being that it is hard to wrap our minds around it. It is hard to grasp this behavior in our hearts. However, we do know if we've been exposed that this behavior, this narcissistic, selfish, caution to the wind, doesn't matter who gets hurt type of behavior is par for the course. So I covered lying a few days ago in a video. And should it come as any surprise that these people are liars? I have mixed feelings about some of these things. I think that as we learn who the narcissist is and what their motivations are, no, it really shouldn't come as a surprise. It shouldn't come as a surprise that they're lying about the small things, the big things, the things that they don't even need to lie about. But that drive inside of them, that lens of distortion that they live through, not only that, but also their belief in their own lies. These things kind of come together and create a mishmash, a pot of boiling, roiling dysfunction. Lies are part of that dysfunction. Maybe in the beginning, when we were first exposed to the lies and we could not fathom what is the reason? Why is this person lying to me? In those early days, we probably were shocked. We probably were thinking, oh, this is not good. But over time, should we be surprised that the narcissist is doing what a narcissist does, lying? Probably not. If we are still surprised at this behavior, let's dig deep and find out why. Why are we surprised that a narcissist is acting like a narcissist? So lying is way up there at the top of disordered behavior. Another part of their disordered behavior is manipulation of others. When we cross into what would be considered antisocial behavior, meaning a person is acting upon their own behalf, meanwhile others are being hurt by this behavior, that does cross into antisocial traits, antisocial behavior. This gets a little bit tricky, and please don't get hung up with the terms narcissist or sociopath or psychopath or antisocial personality disorder. Without a psychiatrist diagnosis, it's likely that we won't have these labels or these categorizations or diagnoses, and that is okay. In the beginning, we were probably dumbfounded by some of the things that we heard, maybe we're a witness to the fact that the person that we know, whether it's a friend, a family member, or an intimate partner, is acting in such a way upon their own behalf, meanwhile not caring to what's about whoever might get hurt in the process. I remember one time being in a car, and the ex-narcissist at this time was an associate pastor. And I was told to be quiet while this person talked to the lead pastor at the church. And the lies were just flying off the tongue. And I thought, not only is the lying bad that we had just talked about, but the antisocial trait there of an associate pastor lying to a head pastor about where we were, what we were doing, how long we would be, making up a story as if it didn't even matter. And this did boggle my mind at the time. Should I be surprised? Should I have been surprised? I was. Back then, I kept my mouth closed. Part of me on the inside, I was so divided. I was divided. How could this person be lying to the lead pastor? And was there something wrong with me to think that this was abnormal behavior? No, no. So should I have been surprised? Early on, yes. Down the road, we know these people act in antisocial ways. We know they truly don't care who suffers, who has a negative experience. As long as the narcissist is getting what they want, what they need, supply, attention, admiration, maintaining power and control, these antisocial behaviors, we shouldn't be surprised. This is what they do. I've said many times on Twitter, dogs bark, cats meow, narcissists narc. So let's move from being so astonished and so surprised at their behavior and move into just categorizing in such a way that we understand the dysfunction. We understand where the behavior comes from. It comes from somebody who isn't what we would consider normal. I do use that word, and I'm sorry, but in certain conversations, it really does fit. So let's not be astonished. This is a narcissist doing what a narcissist does. Dogs bark, cats meow, narcissists narc. So we touched on lying. We touched on the manipulation, particularly with an antisocial kind of twist as far as acting in certain ways that only benefit the narc. Meanwhile, other people are suffering the consequences. Another factor we may have been astonished with earlier on is that boundaries mean nothing. A narcissist will act like a boundary is a puff of air that just wafts away in the slightest breeze. Narcissists don't have boundaries. You will find a narcissist canoodling, there's a word for you, messing around with a gazillion different people for a bunch of different reasons. They may have people in their lives that fill a certain need, that fall into a certain category. Doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter whether they're criminals, whether they break the law. It doesn't really matter because the boundaries of these people mean nothing. The narcissist is looking to gain something always. So it doesn't matter who the people are. It doesn't matter where they come from, how they live. If they supply something that the narcissist is after, they're all for it. When it comes to our own boundaries, I do believe that in order to respect something, a character trait in another person, or at least to understand and work with that person with the character trait or with something that's important to them, like boundaries, we have to have a maturity about us that we are able to give up what we'd like to have happen. We might need to give up that, okay, well, my first choice would be this, but since that doesn't work for you, I'm going to respect that for you. I care enough about you to respect that what I'd like to have isn't right for you. That's a foreign language to a narcissist. What the narcissist wants, what they need, doesn't matter from who, at whatever given time, doesn't matter what the boundaries are, as long as the narcissist is getting his or her needs met. So let's not be astonished. Let's not be surprised when a narcissist doesn't uphold somebody's boundaries, or when their own boundaries are non-existent with people coming and going and people over here and people over there. Let's not be surprised. This is a narcissist doing what a narcissist does. So, just a quick one today, guys. I'm thinking about you. Stay the course. Have faith in this journey. I hope you're having a great day, a great morning, a great night, wherever you are. I'm thinking about you. And until next time. Oh, before I close, please, if you could, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative or helpful or even entertaining in some way. And don't forget to take very good care of yourself. Bye for now.